Hi guys, my name is Cam. Welcome to my channel. So for today's pick a card, I'm going to be trying to make like a nature read every month just because that's what I relate to most and that's what I'm like most comfortable with. So yeah, I'm going to be like adding more and more cards to this nature read, but for now, I hope you guys like it. So this is pile number 1, this is pile number 2, this is pile number 3, 4, and 5. I hope you guys like it, and I'll see you guys in your readings. Bye. So pile number 1, you guys got Betony. Betony is the flower of soothing discord. It's the flower of both the soul and the body, and it also helps to repel negativity. It also says that this flower helps to reveal like what has run its course and like what is meant to be fought after, right? And I feel like that's a really important thing with Betony, and that's like kind of going to lead us into this like the other cards. It's like I feel like with pile number 1, there's something that you guys have to let go of. I don't feel like it's a perspective exactly. I think it's a way of being. I think it's something that maybe an old cycle, right? Or there's something that like, again, it's something that it's run its course already, and it's like it's up to you if it's left, like if you should fight for it or to like let it go. And I want to say that I feel like it has to do with letting go. Like if that's the decision between holding on to something and like fighting for it or letting it go and seeing like what happens, I feel like the advice would be to let it go. Because you guys also got Palik Mana, medicine of butterfly Kachina. On wings of hope, butterfly Kachina guides you through an ending to the light of new life within. It is your transition into a happier time of increased pleasure and delight, especially if you have experienced great loss or struggle. The spirit medicine of butterfly brings hopeful promise to your heart. Here's your sign that there will be happiness, peace, and light. Trust in the goodness being birthed. I feel like with butterfly Kachina, it's all about the butterfly comes to restore someone's faith and like hope in life, right? And I feel like you might need it restored because of what you're having to let go with Betony. Like she's telling me, like I feel like that there's something that you need to let go of, right? The cycle like has run its course, and then I think that will like create some sort of breakthrough in your life, and that's what's going to help propel you into this new cycle, right? And I think this card speaks a lot about like seasons and how seasons change, right? And I think it's something that you should like think about, because as the seasons change, like you can't do the same things that you would do in winter as you would do in the summer. Do you know what I'm saying? And to someone who's never seen a winter before, it may seem like summer would never come. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's like summer always comes. Like the cycles will keep going, right? And it's just kind of the way that you look at it. Like it's inevitable for the season to come, right? Like the summer will always come, and then after that will come the fall, and then after that will come the winter. And there's no point in like holding on to like wanting it to be summer for always or wanting it to be fall always. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like as the seasons change, whatever it is that you're supposed to let go of, I feel like you need to let go of. And I know that that might seem harsh, but I think it's because I'm getting this card with it, and it's telling me how I mean, I feel like there's pain in this old cycle. So for me, it's like, why? It's like, I feel like it's something in your personality that keeps you holding on to something, even though I think it's easier at this point to just let it go, right? Like sometimes we hold on to pain, and sometimes we hold on to hard things because it's like all we know, or that's all we think that like we're gonna have, or there's like something here behind the mentality of thinking that you need to keep something, right? And I feel like there's something that you need to let go of. And I think that it's only for this new cycle to come in, right? And sometimes, again, it's hard, but it's all about this transformation, right? This card is about the butterfly and how like the caterpillar turns into a butterfly. And I think like, yeah, it's scary for the caterpillar to turn into a butterfly, right? Like it's a scary process for like if you think about it, like they have to go in this cocoon and they have to create this like house, and then they have to like you know what I mean? Like it would seem scary. But then like once you already know the fact that a caterpillar is going to turn into a butterfly, it's like, oh, it doesn't seem so scary to us, but like how does that caterpillar know? Do you know what I'm saying? The caterpillar, I feel like, doesn't know. It's just something that it does naturally. And that's what I'm being like guided to tell you. It's like whatever is meant to be let go of at this point, let go of it, because something beautiful like is coming afterward with this butterfly. I really want you guys to like focus on the butterfly. Butterfly Kachina, it comes to restore your faith, right? It comes to remind you of like, I feel like it's not only of who you are, but like what life could be like when you let go of this like burden of this old cycle that they're like trying to get you to like let go of, right? And again, it's something about like Bethany repelling negativity. That's what I'm saying. I feel like this old cycle is not even, there's not even something positive there anymore. I think it's just the thought that you create in your mind that it's positive, right? Like sometimes we like, you know, when you think in your mind, like, you know, when someone's like not really treating you well and you like, you make excuses for them, or you say to yourself like, oh, but they did this. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like you romanticize the idea about someone, but the reality of it is that it's like maybe not the best thing. And I feel like that's the same thing with this old cycle. It's like the reasons that you have for holding on to it, I feel like, are not in your best interest at this point, right? And I think that there's something that you have to recognize in yourself for this change to take place. And I feel like what you need to recognize in yourself is that you've changed. So it's like maybe this old cycle doesn't fit with you anymore because you've changed, right? And if you've changed, then there's like, you know what I mean? There's no need for this cycle anymore. Like there's a need for a new cycle to kind of go with who you are now, right? It's like you're not the caterpillar anymore, you're the butterfly. So if you're the butterfly now, you know what I mean? You're gonna have to live a different type of way. I just feel like they really want to bring happiness to you. They really want, with this new change in cycle, to be about this new beginning, this transformation in your life. And it's like, even though it might be shocking to have to leave something, or maybe this is some sort of revelation that you've come to recently and it's been painful, it's like it's only to help you with this new cycle, right? You guys also got a joity, which is a stone that is meant to like bring out old karmic wounds. So again, there's this like idea of the old, right? This idea of the old cycle. There's something about letting go, right? And it can mean many things for all of you. But whatever it is that you need to let go of, I feel like this is like the stone that's meant to help you do it. It's to help you heal, right, from that old cycle. And the stone is used to detach gracefully from something. And that's how I want you guys to do it. Like whatever you're leaving, whatever you're detaching from, the word gracefully, I don't know. I feel like it goes with the butterfly, right? I feel like it even goes with the flower. It's like there's something very delicate here about what's in these cards, right? Like between this flower, between the stone and the butterfly, like there's something that like the way that you do it is really important. And I would want to say do it like gracefully, do it delicately, do it the way that you are now, right? Like there's a reason that you've changed, and I feel like maybe you're at this higher vibe now. So it's like if you're at this higher vibe, then as you let something go, do it gracefully. Do it again delicately. Delicately means like, I feel like trying not to cause more harm, right? It's like if I move delicately through this, nothing will kind of be moved, and like no one will even know that it was there type vibe. And I feel like that's what they want you to do. It's like move through something the way your new self like would want, the higher vibe you is wanting to do it. And the way that I feel like if you emerge through this cycle and you feel alone, I feel like they want you to know that there's love all around you. Like whatever you're leaving behind, there's more love in this new cycle than in this old one. So it's like how you move through this change, how you break through, how you transform, right? It's really important. And I feel like, again, there's a replacing, right? A replacing of those old emotions, of that old cycle, with like beauty, right? Love. And again, forgiveness for whoever needs to even if it's forgiving yourself. So pile number one, let's get more into this. Wow, you guys, you guys have like two cards that are kind of speaking about this ending, right? You guys got the World and the Wheel of Fortune. Again, I feel like these two people, there's something here about their arms being up, both of them, in the World and in the Wheel of Fortune. There's something about like their arms being raised. Again, I think this new cycle for you guys, there's so much peace coming for you, right? And like happiness. And again, this completion of a cycle. And I feel like it's when you decide, right? Either if it's mentally or physically actually getting away from something, it's like when you're ready, right? When you decide to. And I feel like you're ready, right? And I feel like there's so much love coming for you. I feel like there's a lot about love and like how this old cycle, maybe there's a lack of it, right? And maybe it comes from within and maybe it's from yourself, but at the same time, maybe it's just who you surrounded yourself with. But I feel like for a lot of you, it has a lot to do with like people around you, because I also, there's like some symmetry going on in this like reading, because I have the Six of Cups and the Four of Wands, and there's like two people in here, two people here. And then again with the World and the Wheel of Fortune, it's like something about their arms being up, like outstretched. So there's something going on. I feel like in this new cycle for you, there's going to be like where things actually match up, right? Where things like line up, where again, there's like the symmetry of this butterfly. There's something here about how things are going to line up in this new cycle for you. And I feel like it's going to be just right. Like I'm thinking of Goldilocks now, like it's going to be just right, right? And there's not going to be a need to feel like you're going to feel so at peace in this new cycle. Like with the World being the center card, I feel like this completion, again, it comes with this new beginning. Yes, yes, yes. We know that. But what I feel like really they want to tell you is that this new cycle is going to be filled with so much love and stability. And I feel like that's what you've been lacking in this old cycle. Like love here with the Six of Cups and the Four of Wands. And with the Queen of Coins, it's telling me stability. And I feel like, again, this Queen, she reminds me of like the way she's protecting the Pentacle and like she's holding it up and the snake is there behind her. It's like there's something that you have to protect in this old cycle, and I think it's yourself, right? Like you have to protect yourself from this old cycle, from this old way of being, from these people. And I feel like for some of you, it takes actually like leaving a situation, leaving like a person, leaving a foundation, leaving a career, like whatever it is that you're leaving. But this leaving is bringing stability, this transformation, this change in you, whatever it is that it is, whatever you're letting go of, if it's an old way of thinking, if it's an old way of being, like whatever you do, whatever it is for all of you, it's different. It's like this new cycle brings stability, right? And it comes because you protected that, right? Like you're protecting that aspect of yourself or whatever it is that you're protecting. I feel like it's yourself, right? And your stability. And it's like, I have to move forward because I know that it's an ending and that only leads to a new beginning. And I feel like they want you to know that this new beginning is going to be so beautiful for you. Like I don't even know how to explain how beautiful the new beginning is for you. You have such good cards here, my God. I feel like this card speaks a lot about the story, which has a lot to do with friendships. And I think that's, maybe this has something to do with friends, I'm not sure, but I think there's definitely a letting go of the old. But again, there might be this like nostalgia, right? This feeling of like, I miss that old cycle, I miss that person. But again, it's like that love is coming for you like tenfold. I feel like with the Four of Wands, I feel like what's coming in, like, or what you had might have been sweet, but I feel like this will be sweeter. Or like, I just feel like the word sweet, like everything, and I feel like this new cycle is going to be sweet for you. Everything, and it all depends on like the moves you make now. And again, and that's why I wanted to say like do it gracefully, right? I feel like gracefully, I would want to say doing it, I don't know, in a way that it respects the old cycle, but as well as like respecting yourself, right? And like moving through something, maybe if it has to go unnoticed, I don't know, I'm getting like a sneaking out kind of vibe, but maybe that's not the way to do it. Maybe the way to do it is like, I don't know, there's a way about leaving a situation and like, which I feel like you have to do it the right way, right? There's like a way to do it in a way that I feel like, again, like the best thing is to leave, but I feel like there is a better way of leaving for somebody. I don't know who needs to hear that. There's a better way of leaving than the way you're going to do it right now. And something else, like there's something about symmetry. So I want to say like this new cycle will be, again, fit you like like, how does it, Lana, fit me like my favorite sweater? Like, it's going to fit you like that. And it's funny because there's a snake in both these pictures. There's a snake here and there's a snake here. And I feel like that's what you're leaving. Like, there's something about snakes, because like there's something about symmetry, there's something about snakes, and there's something about like the sweetness of this new cycle. But again, it comes in like you trying to protect something. It's like yourself or your mind. Like, you're protecting something and leaving the old. And again, for one of you, it's like you're doing it like there's a better way to leave than you're thinking of right now. Like, leave gracefully. What I would want to say with the Four of Wands is that whatever you need, whatever is like fulfillment to you, I feel like this has a lot to do with friends and family, right? With the Six of Cups and the Four of Wands. It's like maybe you're headed out now towards your actual real like soul family, right? Maybe it's not your actual family, but it's going to be like your soul family. There's something about friendships and like family, or like a marriage, right? And it's like maybe you're headed out, but maybe it's like a soulmate that you're going to meet as you leave this cycle. Like, maybe that is kind of like what's going to be gifted to you. But like, there's many gifts in this new cycle. There's many in this transformation, in this new beginning. There's so many gifts for you. So it's just about leaving it. And I feel like doing it in a dignified way, getting yourself out of like an old cycle. If there's like toxicity, whatever. And I feel like, again, snakes. So I'd want to say getting away from people in your life that they're not really there to service you. They're there to kind of maybe teach you something, or they're there to kind of take from you, and you have to kind of learn, who's the snakes. And I feel like that's what you're leaving. You're leaving these snakes behind, and you're going towards like your actual soul tribe, your actual family. And again, it doesn't necessarily have to be by blood. I just mean your actual family. You're leaving that all behind. And again, with the 10, the completion, the worlds, the Wheel of Fortune, all this positivity coming for you, pile number 1. So please, you're going to find fulfillment in this new cycle. This new cycle is going to bring you happiness. I don't know why I feel like I'm selling it to you. You're moving towards a family. You're moving towards friends. You're not going to be alone in this new cycle. And I don't even feel like that's like spiritually. I mean, like, actually physically, there are going to be people that you're going to move towards that are going to be there for you, right? So just go. Do what it is that you have to do, like detach, trust, let go, right, for this new beginning to take place. So pile number 1, I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. So pile number 2, you guys got Eggshell, medicine of the rainbow jaguar. Eggshell protects you now as you transition from one life phase to the next. With her rainbow light, this guardian goddess instructs you on how to use great power with wisdom to nourish only what is worthy. Using jaguar medicine with perfect timing, she confronts that which is unworthy of her devotion, eradicating destructive forces and creating space for healing, relief, and rebirth. Her presence is the wild power of the jaguar, the renewal promise of the rainbow, and divine feminine creativity. All darkness shall be overcome. Okay. With the 3 things that came out, carnelian and mistletoe, I'm getting like a vibe to tell you guys that there's something here about like fertility and creation, and then there's an aspect of protection, right? And I feel like at this time you could be highly inspired, right? With the mistletoe, you could be highly inspired right now to create, right? There's like mistletoe, it's for healing, vitality, and inspiration. And that's what I'm feeling. It's like there's this fertility coming from you, right? And there's like frost on this plant here. And I feel like it's the end of like a cycle of this like barren like snow, right? And it's like something beautiful is about to be birthed, something fertile, something creative, like inspiration, right? And whatever you're trying to create needs this nurturing, right? It needs to be taken care of. And I feel like there's a new endeavor that you're going to like, there's something that you're going to create or fulfill, right? And it has to do with this cycle that's going on within you right now, this creativity, this fertility, this feminine. Like, I want to say it's like a divine feminine with a jaguar. Again, like there's a vibe here, right, for you guys. And I don't know what it is that you guys are creating necessarily, but I don't think that's what matters. What matters is what I tell you about how you need to protect it, right? And if you're not creating something new right now, that's kind of the vibe. Like, I feel like with carnelian coming out, there's something here about like sexuality, right? And again, with Eggshell, there's something here about protecting this feminine like source, right? There's like a source, right? Like this creativity and the sexual power that I'm getting from here, they're linked. Like these cards are all linked, right? And there's something about how you're being inspired to create. You have like all these new ideas, or you have this like newfound like lust, right, for life. Like you're like empowered right now. And I think, again, I just keep getting like to protect it, right? It's this bird is reminding me of like, you know how like when a newborn bird is born, the like mom has to come and feed it. Like it can't even eat by itself. Like it needs the mom to come in and like feed it and take care of it. And that's what I would say that you guys either need to do for yourself. No, I'm gonna say for both, for yourself and for whatever creative project that you're going to make. Or like maybe for some of you it's only like this like crazy sexuality that's coming out, right? This like power that's coming from within. But I feel like they're linked together. I mean, I know they're linked together, but I feel like some of you might be like, well, I'm not doing anything like new right now, but I feel like you're meant to be doing something with this energy, right? And I feel like with Ishel, she's just really urging you to protect that, right? Because I feel like the reason we're getting protection so hard is because I feel like people will be coming like to test you, or like there will be a lot of invitations out. And I feel like it's funny because I feel like with this snow period, right, like this period of like the barren kind of energy I'm getting, like snow, like there's nothing on the fields, like it's just covered in snow. It's like that period of time is over for you. But in that period of time when you were like alone, there was no one in sight, right? Like there was literally no one there. And I feel like with the sickle here, it's kind of telling me that like those people that weren't there for you in that time, I don't know if they really deserve to be here in this time, right? In this time of fertility, this time of abundance. And that's like for some people. And for some of you, there's a lot of new people coming in because they feel like their energy that you're giving off right now is like coming from your soul. And this like creativity that's being awoken within you, right? It's creating this like empowerment to this like sexuality of yourself, right? Like this empowerment to that side of you. It's like all connected, right? But again, it's like the people that are gonna come out now because they sense it on you. It's like, I honestly, I'm thinking of like animals and their pheromones, right? It's like this like energy, this vibe that you're giving off. It's like, you know how like dogs are like, I'm thinking of wolves. So I think like the people that smell it, like they have like an ability like to sense it off you. Maybe they're also like very energetic, like you're energetically connected with other people, or maybe the people coming in like can sense your energy. And I think some of them don't even know that they can, and some of them do know. Like there's some people there that like, just as you're powerful, they're powerful. But I don't necessarily know if it's as good as like you're powerful in a good way and they're powerful in a way that I feel like they want to kind of take. And I'm getting that again because I'm getting like a really strong protection, right? Like to protect what you're creating, to protect yourself, to protect this like new soul power that you're coming from, right? Because with the mistletoe, again, it's reminding me of that snow. It's like you weren't always in this energy. You had to like build yourself back up into this, I want to say, energy, and it took you a really long time. So now that you're like doing great, right, and like shit's happening for you, everyone wants to come out of the woodwork, right? Like that's how life is, right? Like when we're alone and we're like having a hard time, there's no one around, right? And then when you're like doing really great, everyone wants to be your fucking friend. Sorry. And it's just funny to me because it's like that's the vibe I'm getting right now. It's like with the sickle, it's like maybe some people have to be cut out, right? Like this inspiration, this vitality that's coming from you, it's for you. It's not for anyone else. And a lot of these people that are coming in are not, I don't think they're right. Like they're not going to be right for you. And with the sickle and also with Ixchel, they talk about like Ixchel talks about halfway measures, right? Like there's no halfway measure here. You cut them off completely. Like that's what I need you to do. It's something here about like the jaguar too, right? Like the jaguar isn't an animal that you like mess around with, right? Like the jaguar is brutal, right? And imagine it protecting you. Like that's how I want you to feel like you are right now. I want you to feel like there's like a jaguar in front of you, or like, I don't know if you need to feel like you're the jaguar, or if you need to feel like something like the jaguar is protecting you, but whatever it is, it's like, do you see also how she's like holding this life, like this source? And I feel like it's kind of like maybe around her sacral chakra. Again, there's like this feminine power that's coming from, I mean, you can be a masculine. What I'm saying though is like there's this creative life force that's coming from you, and you need to like protect it. And again, there's like, it has a lot to do with sexuality. Like I get it heavy, right, when I look at this card. And the people coming out, I don't know if they're the best ones. And I know like it's hard to like, to know who's right for you and who's not. But I feel like you're being given the message to protect yourself and protect this creative force. So what I would want to say is like, for right now, just kind of chill, right? Like don't make any crazy decisions. Just sit with that, like sit with it within yourself, right? Work on it alone. Like I don't want to say completely alone. Like if you have friends and stuff and you're like having a great time, then that's great. But I just want to say like there's an aspect here of like, for me to protect something, like I don't know, we're all gonna go about this differently, but just make sure that you're like being wise about who like you surround yourself, like who your energy is being given, like who you surround yourself with, right? Especially as this new stuff comes in. Like let's just say you're creating something new and everyone wants to be your friend. Like be clear about who these people are, right? Maybe you don't have to know them super well, but just make sure like you're protecting that, right? Let's go a little deeper into this. So with the Four of Coins in reverse and the Nine of Wands, I feel like someone is, and you have the Tower in the center, right, with the Eight of Wands and the Page of Cups. So I feel like someone is coming to offer you something to do with emotions, right? That's what they're coming to do. But I feel like this is someone who in the past, like I don't think this is someone you already know, and this is someone who I feel like maybe in the past was very greedy, maybe in the past was very like possessive, right? And I think they left and they realized that wherever they, like things weren't what they seemed to be, right? That's what they realized in this old site. Like wherever they went, things weren't as they thought it was going to be. So they decided to, like, they're deciding to leave. Like I don't feel like this has to do with you. I feel like this has to do with this person coming in, because then we have the Tower moment, and this Tower moment I feel like it's coming for you now. Like it being under carnelian, I feel like there's some like sudden news that's gonna come into you, right? And I feel like with the mistletoe and the Eight of Wands together, there's something here about this bird, right? And again, there's a way that this bird is like has its mouth open that I feel like is trying to like relay a message to you, right? And with the moon here, I feel like it could be a little bit confusing, right? It could be a little bit like and that's how I feel like this message is. I feel like it's a little confusing because with the Eight of Wands and the Page of Cups, like outrightly, it seems like someone wants to bring you something good, right? Like this is about the bird saving like civilization, or saving like the animals from frost, right? And we have a lot to do with snow. And it's funny because like this is the mistletoe card with the bird and the snow. So again, it's like it's like aligned, right? It's saying how someone's coming in to bring fire, and it's always like it's a good story, right? Like just off my like the top of my head with the Page of Cups, I would say like, yeah, they're trying to offer you something, right? But this story is about a serpent under the water who like decides to eat like all of the light, right, in the sky. Like there's like a god that creates all these moons. He creates 7 moons, and this like snake comes from the water and eats all of the moons, and he like spits one back out at the very end, and that's like why we have one moon. Like, you know, it's a folktale from the Philippines, but that's not the point. The point of the story is like I don't like that this is the one that came up, right? Because in this story he's eating all the light, right? Like he's literally taking the moon, which is like a source of light, and he's eating them all, right? And again, it's like this greedy energy. So it's like here we have someone who's deciding not to be greedy anymore. Remember, I was like someone here with the Four of Coins in reverse is like someone who maybe you know as greedy, but like they are not trying to be in that energy anymore. But here at the end of the story, it's like I still feel like they're that greedy person. Like it's like it's deep though below, right? It's not like an energy that you're gonna see outright, right? It's like I feel like this person, I think they're coming back, and I think that you think that they changed, right? Because like there's a tower moment coming in, so it's like something is gonna like knock you out like of your comfort zone for a little bit, and it's going to, and there's a 16 here. Yeah, I think that something is coming to kind of, it's going to surprise you, right? And I think it's going to surprise you that this person is coming back. And I think that what they have to tell you is that they're here to kind of like work something out, and like they're trying to give like the impression that they're trying to be, you know, they're giving the impression that they're trying to like work towards fixing things with you, I'd want to say, or like bringing some sort of emotion back, right? Like trying to express how they feel, right? But with the stories, this story of like someone who was in like kind of in the darkness and it was kind of jealous of this like the light that he saw, he went and he ate it. I don't like this. I don't like this story. And I feel like I can't tell you what to do with this person, right? But I can tell you that the main message I was getting from your reading was to protect yourself and whatever it is that you're creating, right? So whether this person comes in or not, that's not really the hard part. The hard part is knowing whether to trust them or not, and knowing whether what they're saying is true or not. And I feel like, I don't know, I'm getting like goosebumps on the left side of my body. I don't know what that means. Be careful in receiving this person. The main message here is to protect yourself, right? And yes, they're coming in with a Page of Cups energy, so I feel like they're trying to be sincere, and they're coming in quickly, right, with the Eight of Wands. And again, it's like they're bringing fire to the snow, right? Like this, maybe they are going to help you with this cycle, right, of kind of getting out of, like maybe some of you are just entering that cycle where like the snow is gone and like you're starting to feel this like fertility, this creative energy, right? So I would want to say with this person that they're coming in and it's going to be a shock to you, right? But the reason that they're coming in is because I feel like this card reminds me of like being haunted, right? Like a Halloween vibe, like things aren't what they seem, like everything is like perverse, I would want to say, and like wrong, like everything that was supposed to be right ended up being wrong. So this person is coming out of like a really dark cycle, and then I feel like they're coming in to bring some sort of light to you, right? But I would be careful because although they're coming in to bring you light, I don't know if it's just like in this person's nature to like there's a greed here and like a possessive energy here. Like, I don't know. And I feel like, again, I think they are coming in sincere. But again, it's like, do they even understand their own nature? Like, do you know their own nature? Because it's like they are coming in sincerely, but I feel like they have a shadow aspect to themselves. There's a shadow that maybe even they don't understand completely. And I just don't want you to like go back into the snow, right? Like go back into this barren like energy. It's like you've worked very hard to get out of it. So it's like, just be careful who you trust with this. Like, again, the whole top was about protecting what you're creating and protecting your sexuality and yourself and like all this like vitality and health that's coming from you. And it's like someone's coming in, gonna surprise you maybe. And like, I do think they're being sincere, but again, it's like, do they even understand their own nature? Like, I feel like they're like a possessive, greedy person at times. Like, that's their shadow, right? But it's like, have they worked through that part of themselves as to not affect your like growth, right? Because you're growing, right? Like, you're on to new shit. So it's like, does this person understand that and is going to respect it? And I feel like for some of you, it might not be good, and for some of you, it could be. Like, yes, this person is sincere, but again, with the story, this story is like about a god who saw the moons and got jealous that they were so bright and like ate them, right? It's like someone's eating the light in the like universe, basically. And it's like, I don't want someone to come in and eat your light, right? Like, take over your light, tarnish it or make it like not as bright as it should be. And again, it's like with Excel, it's like protecting it with this Jaguar. Again, I feel like just protecting it. Again, it doesn't necessarily mean this person's bad. I'm just saying, like, be wise, like protect yourself, protect your energy, protect what you're creating. You're more important than this person, right? So pile number 2, I hope this resonates with you. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Let's just start with the guardians. So you guys got the guardians. And I feel like this is a combination. I mean, this is a combination of 3 trees, right? That are called the guardians. It's a birch tree in the middle with an elder and a hawthorn surrounding this like lake, right? And this in this picture is supposed to be a sacred pool. And I feel like the elder tree, right? I don't know if it's the one on the left or the right, but the elder tree is known as, it's like it's associated with the crone. So I feel like in this time period for you guys, the crone is kind of coming up here, and then you guys have Amwada, the sage of higher knowledge. So I feel like it's really, there's a matter at hand that I feel like has to do with, I mean, maybe like a decision or something like coming up that you have to kind of, like there's something coming up that I feel like you need to use your higher knowledge on. And again, like the crone is someone who, she's like an experienced person, and like she knows like through her decisions what's best for her. Maybe not because like everyone says what's best or not, like, you know what I'm saying? Like as a kid, I feel like you're like peer pressured or like you're influenced by a lot of people, but as you get older, you're like, I know what's best for me and it doesn't really matter what others say. And I feel like that's what this decision has to do with. It's like there's something about the crone, like emulating that archetype of the crone. And the crone is someone who like, she knows a lot because she's experienced a lot, right? But yeah, with the guardian coming out, I feel like it's to let you know that you're being watched over, you're being protected, right? Just how like this is a sacred pool that's being protected by like these 3 trees. It's like there's something here about you being watched over, right? This card, again, like I feel like they want to, there's somebody like trying to aid you, right? And I feel like again it has to do with something coming up that you need to like make maybe a decision on, or something that you need to decide on. Like there's something here about the reason like you have to use that higher knowledge, right? Because you guys got Amwada, number 12, the sage of higher knowledge. And again here, the 12 making a 3. Again, it's like there's something here about 3s, and I think there's a decision that you need to make right now. Hold on, let me read her card. I'm just reading the intro, like it's like a couple sentences. Seek what feels true, even beyond the logical. If something doesn't feel right, challenge it and dig deeper. Educate and inform yourself on matters of importance to you. Trust that your mind is strong and bright enough to do this. Enhance your self-esteem by researching for information and trusting your intuition to help you discern what is useful and true. Have faith in your own mental abilities. If others have criticized you or made you feel inadequate in understanding, cast that off as belonging to the past and not relevant to you now. You will become immune to manipulation by others who may be convincing but not necessarily accurate or helpful. Trust the power of your mind to receive and recognize the answers that you need. You will find your way. Again, there's something here about you're being protected and you're being given the strength in whatever this decision is. Like look at the owl in this picture, right? It's like someone is trying to help you, and like they're going to help you in this decision that you're making, right? And I feel like whatever this decision, it could be like something that you need like to use wisdom, and then they're like, oh, but use your intuition too, and then that can be very conflicting, right? And I feel like that's what's going on here. Yeah, there's something that this card said that I really liked, and it was like, make the best decision for you right now. Like whatever the choice is, like make that decision right now, and use your intuition to help you, right? Pick it, and then take time to just like not do anything, right? It's like have your decision in hand and then don't do anything. And I know that can seem like a little confusing, because it's like, well, I don't know if some of you have to make it right now, but I feel like whatever this is can wait a little bit, because I feel like it's kind of a big decision. And I think like when we're making big decisions, people like to rush us. I feel like that's a thing, like, and I don't like that. It's like if something's meant for you, it's meant for you, right? And you're not gonna make a wrong choice no matter what. But I feel like whatever you're deciding on right now, it can wait like a day or two. Like if you guys are rushing, and if it's not something that has come up yet, then this is like first, you know, something that's coming up in the future that you're gonna have to make a decision on. Again, we have decisions every single day, like little ones, but I mean, like I feel like there's a big one coming here, right? With this like trilogy coming out, the Guardians, I feel like there's something kind of big here. But again, it's for everyone, it's different, right? And there's something like with this card saying that, you know, you don't need like knowledge to back up your intuition, and I really, really like that. It's like sometimes we have like a feeling, right? And there's no logic behind it. Like, you know, when you get that bad gut feeling or you get like a bad vibe off someone and there's no like credible information to support your like thought or your feeling or whatever you're getting, but that's just the way you feel. And I feel like they're trying to aid you and letting you know that like that instinct is what you need to go with, right? Like you don't need a book to tell you how to feel, or you don't need a book to confirm your feeling. Your feeling is like the strongest thing. Your gut is the strongest thing. Again, I'm not saying to like throw wisdom and knowledge out of the door. I'm just saying like whatever your gut instinct is telling you to do right now, maybe your gut instinct is saying to do nothing, right? But that's still a decision, and like that's still like making some sort of decision, I feel. I feel like, again, you're going to be, I don't know, it's like tested, or like there's just something coming up where you have to use your intuition, you have to like use your gut, right? And I feel like I think this stone can actually really help you guys, because with apatite, I don't know if I'm saying that right. With apatite, it says that it's there to help you see what you've like outgrown, right? So I think like maybe this decision, maybe there's like someone coming in, or maybe there's like a decision on a job or career, and it's something that you like, I feel like maybe you might have outgrown, or there's something that like doesn't, like, again, it's going to help you discern the truth within yourself. Like, what is the truth within me? And again, you got 19, which is like the end of a cycle. So I feel like this stone's going to help you figure out what your intuition is saying to you. And then with the higher knowledge, number 12, Amwara, I feel like this is like that confirmation that like whatever that gut feeling is, you need to like go by that, right? Like whatever that gut feeling is, you need to use it. Sometimes the decisions we make might make us feel alone, right? Because it's like an unpopular opinion, or like everyone is going a certain way and you're thinking a different one. But again, with this heart here in this picture, it's like you don't need any of that outside influence. You see how like all behind him is black, but then he's like that light, and then like spirit or the divine or whatever, like whoever you believe in is like here guiding you, your higher self, your higher like knowledge. You guys got sage of higher knowledge. Oh my God, it's crazy because we got the crone here with the guardians and the sage here with higher knowledge. So again, it's crazy. Like this, maybe there's like an experience that you've already gone through, and you've had an experience in your life which has taught you like a lesson, and that's what you're supposed to go based on, that lesson that you learned. Again, use this stone if you're confused. This stone is supposed to help you it's going to give you strength. And again, they're here to give you strength. So again, that's why I'm feeling like this is a big decision. And then with Amwara, I feel like, again, even if you might feel alone in making this decision, even if like no one is there to kind of support you in making this decision, again, it doesn't matter if it's common opinion. It doesn't matter if it goes against the grain. If it's like your gut feeling, if it's your instinctual thing to do, like go with that, right? The last thing I want to say for pile number 3 is that this card speaks about how there is going to be a piece of information that is going to help you make this decision, and it's on its way. So for anyone who's feeling like, again, that's what I'm saying, there needs to be time. So I don't know like for who this is, if this decision has to be made like right now, like today. But the thing that I would say is that there's something coming in to help you. Like they're not leaving you alone. Like again, I feel like you're like, something's coming to help me, I'm all alone. Like you're not alone. Like there's literally a bird here. The owl's here. You have this trilogy here with these trees. There's just, you're being protected. I feel like you're the pool, right? Like you're the sacred pool, and the trilogy is there to help you. I feel so calm like when I look at this card. Please just like look at this card. There's something about them trying to help bring you like this peace of mind again. And for some of you who are like, I need help making this decision, I need like, and you're being told to wait, like, because you don't have enough knowledge at this time, and you're waiting for like that last piece of information to come in. Again, it's like focus on your strengths, focus on the positive things right now, and that's going to help you get through this time. But again, I feel like the message is to go slow when making this decision. This does not have to be done like right now. Take your time. So let's get more into this pile number 3. Okay, so for pile number 3, I feel like someone is going to be coming in, and that is what this decision is based on. And I feel like there's going to be some form of communication brought to you by this person, and that is why, like, that could be something that this decision is based on, like a person, right? And I feel like with the 3 of Coins and 9 of Cups, that's what I feel like this person would like to happen, right? Or maybe you, like, you want to be like in celebration, you want to be in collaboration, but I feel like it could just be like this person who kind of wants to come in, right? Because again, there's a decision that you need to make, right? And a decision that you need to use your intuition and like your wisdom on. And I feel like with these happy cards, it's like, I feel like that's the energy that someone wants to come in with, right? Like this energy of someone who wants to like collaborate. I'm getting a lot like they want to work with you, right? Like it's not just about like it's about working with you, right? There's something here about them working with you and trying to fight to like get to you, right? And I feel like whatever they're leaving behind, like they're leaving something behind, right? With these 2 people in the background, it's like they're leaving something behind, and I feel like they're going towards their happiness, and I feel like their happiness might be you. Right, but with the Sage and the Crone coming out, again, that's kind of like a true pair here. But again, this is going to cause conflict, right? With the 5 of Wands, clarified by the Devil and the Ace of Swords, it's like the only way that this could be resolved, like this trumps the Devil, right? This Ace trumps the Devil. But do you see how there's like a knot here and there's like a haze here? Like the only way that this could be clarified and cleared, this like, and even this 5 of Wands, right? This is like these brothers that the only way that things can like work out for them is when they work together. And that's what I'm saying. It's like the only way to get through this unclarity and this fog is by speaking, right? And that's what someone's coming in, I feel like, to do, to speak about maybe how they feel, right? But again, I'm not getting a lot of Cups energy. I'm getting a lot of Swords. I do have the 9 of Cups here though, so that's like a good sign. But again, wait, and I do have the 7 of Cups here. So yeah, there is a lot of emotion here. I don't know how I didn't see that. Maybe that's not something you're going to see. I feel like what you really want is this, right? But I feel like there is just a lot of emotion behind this, and that's why it's like a hard decision to make, right? It's a hard decision to make because there's a lot of emotion behind this. And it's hard to know because there's like a part of you that's like using wisdom and knowledge, and there's a part of you that's using like your intuition, and I think they're a little bit conflicted right now, right? And I feel like that's you. This is you needing to take that pause. This 7 of Cups is you needing to take, remember this was like slow down. Don't make a decision right now. Like make your best decision in your head and then wait. Like that's what the 7 of Cups is to me. It's like this brief halt, right? Because I feel like more information's coming after. Because here, there's an Ace of Swords trumping the Devil, yes. But then here, at the end of the reading, we have the Queen of Swords in reverse with the 3 of Swords and the 8 of Swords. So what this is telling me is like, it's telling me 2 things. I feel like someone wants you to forget. They want you to forget like this betrayal, right? Like they want you to forget something, right? But here with the swords going through this, like 3 of Swords and the 8 of Swords, it's telling me that like, I think that's the reason why you need to go slow. It's not like that this person's meant to bring you heartache, right? I don't think that's what this is. I think that this person wants you to like come in so quickly, right? Like we have all this like 3 of Coins and 9 of Cups. It's like they want you to like kind of sweep you off your feet kind of vibe, like get you like kind of like, oh, I'm telling you the truth, and you know what I mean? Like don't be in conflict, like I'm gonna tell you everything. But again, it's like once you take the pause, then more information comes. And I feel like what's coming in is the fact there's something here. I don't know if it's like exactly about someone being dishonest. Like, I'm not feeling a dishonesty, but I'm feeling like I think you do know this person, right? And there's an energy here of maybe this person like has broken your heart, right? And maybe this person had left you feeling like isolated. And I think like there's something that there's a reason why there has to be a pause and then this energy. And I'm not saying that it's like meant for you to not be with this person. That's not what I'm saying. And I'm not saying that you are meant to be with this person. I'm saying that there's a reason for this going, like, take a break, right? It's like we're like zooming into this energy really quick, right? With the 3 of Coins, 9 of Cups, and then we get this like Ace of Swords, right? But then again, there's this reason that they want you to go slow. And I feel like they want you to go slow because they want you to see something. And what they want you to see, I feel like, is it has to do with something from like the past, maybe the past hurt, like the past pain that this person put you through. Maybe this person's coming in and they don't even want to talk about the past. They just kind of like want to like brisk through and like sweep you off your feet, and you're never going to have to like a chance to think about the past. But again, there's a reason that you need to talk about this, or there's a reason why this is coming up. There's a reason why they're saying to go slow. And there's a reason why maybe you need to do a little bit more healing. Like, again, there's just a reason. I can't say exactly what it is, but with the 3 of Swords and the 8 of Swords, I feel like the funny thing is that the 8 of Swords story, the French fairy tale, has a happy ending of like a prince and a princess marrying at the end. So it's like funny. It's like, I feel like for some of you, that's maybe what you wanted with this person and it didn't end up happening, right? But that's something that I feel like has to be spoken upon, because we have all these swords, and I feel like they don't want you to speak about it with the Queen of Swords in reverse. Or there's something about like maybe you just like maybe forgetting the fact that they betrayed you, right? And again, it's like I think that there's something here that you have to take a look at, and there's a reason that you need to go slow, and there's a reason that this person's moving quickly. Again, we're not having a lot of Wands energy here, but I think quickly in the sense that, again, it's like there's a reason. There's just something about this part saying to slow down. So it's like this is making me think that they want like an answer quickly. But again, there's a break that needs to be had, because it might fill you with confusion, but there's a reason for it. And I think that's what you need to understand. Like, there's a reason for this part where you're going to be confused. There's a reason why this isn't an easy choice. And there has to do with something about like heartache and betrayal and people, maybe someone not wanting you to exactly see that. But again, it's like, I think, again, everything is going to come out into the light with this Ace of Swords. There's like something, whatever's like hidden is going to be shown. And I think that there's something here that's hidden that they want you to see. And I think that's why it's important to go slow. Again, whatever's hidden is going to be shown. It doesn't matter like how, but it will be there's something hidden that's coming to light, and maybe that's why you need to slow down. So yeah, pile number 3, I hope this resonates with you. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. So pile number 4, you guys got Priscilla Bluestone number 33 and Diamond Tiger of the Black Moon number 37. Second chances bring success, and we'll talk about this later. So with Diamond Tiger of the Black Moon, second chances bring success. I'm going to read to you the like little inscription. It says, your soul is on the diamond path of spiritual growth. You may feel pressured by life at times, but at a higher level, those challenges are helping you realize your true strength of character. You have the personal will, strength, and physical power that you need for success, no matter what has happened in the past. You're developing the spirit, passion, and vitality to fight like a tigress defending her cubs. Believe in yourself. There is great dignity and strength in your heart. Okay, guys, I feel like this card, and with the Priscilla Bluestone, this stone is given to people to help them. It's trying to guide you to forget about your past, right? Like, not forget about it, but to let it go. And I feel like there's something here in your past that kind of keeps you held back, right? There's something that happened to you that it could have been unfortunate, or there's just something here about like you being held back by something that happened in the past, right? And it's like once you go back into these memories, you go like down, like your vibe lowers, right? And it's like, again, there's something here about, again, it's not about forgetting it, but maybe there has to be some healing left, Or maybe you've done the healing, but it's like this will always pain you, right? This will always be like an extremely painful event in your life that is very hard for you to get through, right? And I understand it. But I feel like this stone, and with Diamond Tiger of the Black Moon, there's like an encouragement and like a nudge to go forward, right? And like there's a reason that there's like the second chance out for you, right? And I feel like the biggest message I could give you is like to not let whatever happened in the past hold you back from whatever you're doing right now or for whatever you aspire to do, right? There's a reason that happened. There's a reason that like maybe a dream didn't come into fruition. Maybe, you know, whatever it is, it really like messed with your confidence. It really, really did. And that's what I'm saying. It's so important to drop it, right? Because like, it's so funny because I got this, right? And then I go to like look up your, you know, to see what your flower is, like to see how I can help you guys, and it's blank. So I'm like, great. Then I'm like, let me just clarify it. Like if nothing comes out, nothing comes out. And then like, look what comes out to clarify it. And I'm not even kidding, like literally every blank card came out. And I want to say it's really, really significant. And again, there's a 3 here, 3, 10, like 6. There's something here with 3, 6, 10, like the ending of a cycle, right? You have love on your side with the 6 and 3, like the trilogy. Like I feel like you're protected at this time. Like you're literally not alone, right? And I feel like this is like your clean slate. Whatever happened in the past, these are blank cards. Like you have the ability right now and the luxury, right? Because like I feel like people get stuck in lives that they don't even resonate with, right? And you don't have that problem. You have the ability to create. For some of you, it's like you don't see the ability that you have in creating your own life, right? Like you literally may feel like you're a victim of circumstance and you don't feel like you have like the power to kind of take control over like your own life. And I'm telling you, like, you're wrong. You have this like clean slate. And you have like whatever, I feel like whatever happened in the past, even if you did something like super bad or you feel guilty about, you have the ability to create a future of whatever it is. Like you're being given that opportunity. Like a lot of people are not, and you are being given it, right? So for however this resonates with you, whatever circumstance you're in, I want you to know that it's like you have the power to take this second chance. And it's like with this coming out, it's a promise. It's not even like a chance, it's a promise that this outcome of this like second chance that you're going around in, it's going to be positive and it's irreversible. And I feel like that's so strong. Like this will not be undone. Like the way that the past might have been flaky, or maybe you were flaky, or whatever was flaky and didn't like succumb to anything, there's a reason. And there's like, maybe you had to be put onto a new path because the old one wasn't meant for you. Maybe you were just meant to learn something from the old one. Like there's so many reasons and messages in this reading, but I feel like this is so powerful, right? And they want you to know that it's like a positive and irreversible outcome that the second chance is giving you, right? It's a confirmation that like this new cycle is going to be successful, right? Like don't be held back by anything in your past anymore, right? It's funny because I feel like this past cycle had to do with helping you see who you are, right? Like the reason that there's like this old cycle, it was to help you understand yourself. And it says that like with the stone, that the person that gets the stone has an unshakable stability and an inner compass that like directs them with integrity. And I feel like you need to understand how valuable that is and how like beautiful it is. Like you have an unshakable core stability and an inner compass that directs you with integrity. So trust yourself and always be yourself. Do not like change your vibe, don't change who you are, because whoever it is that I'm speaking to, there's a reason for this past cycle, and it was to show you that you have an unshakable core stability and an inner compass that directs you with integrity, right? And how important is it that we have this inner compass that like guides us, right? I feel like for whoever I'm talking to, maybe I feel like I'm talking to someone who's a little bit rebellious, right? I feel like I'm talking to someone who like does everything, like lives life to the fullest, right? And again, it's like when you live a life like that, it's not safe, right? Like you're kind of, you take risks, right? You do like, yeah, like I'm talking to someone who's a risk taker, right? Like someone who like goes 100% at something. And that's like, again, like with this tiger, it's like they don't want you to lose that aspect of yourself. Like they want you to remain in that like beautiful, like fierce, like hunger, right? Like a hunger that you have for experiencing like life, right? Like this second chapter in your life, like this past that didn't work out was never meant to change you. You're meant to still remain in this like curious, like hunger, like driven lust for life type vibe, right? And it doesn't include you like changing. It just means that I feel like the advice would be to remain aligned, right? Like if you remain aligned, whatever you're going towards in this like tiger energy is gonna be like positive. But if you ever become unaligned, right, and kind of go low vibe and like negative and don't work with that inner compass that you have, that you have it ingrained within you. So it's like whenever you need to like take a step out and like just don't do anything, like to understand what's going on before you make another move, like that's what you need to do, right? Because that inner compass of yours is always working. It's working overtime at all times. Like it's working for you. So what I want to say is like, make sure you're being guided by your inner compass, by like integrity, right? By like the core values that you have, and then move forward. And whatever you're moving forward is, again, I'm telling you, it's a confirmation that it's going to be successful, that this new cycle is gonna, again, it's a clean slate. It has a positive outcome, right? And I feel like this new cycle involves you becoming more spiritual, but again, it does not mean like being a hermit. Just because you become more spiritual, just because you believe in something more fully, like again, it's only going to help with the new slate, right? It's like this new slate is going to be so clean and like crisp and like beautiful, right? And it's like this white, like this positive new beginning coming for you, this success. But it's like when you remain aligned and you work, I guess, like even if you're working with like being more spiritual or believing in something bigger than yourself or like a higher consciousness, whatever it is that you're doing, like whatever work that it is that you're doing on yourself that involves like that aspect of yourself, I feel like that's going to help with that inner compass, right? Like help you keep working with integrity. Don't lose yourself in that old cycle. Like there's a reason that you have this clean slate, right? I feel like telling you, like, you can be anyone that you want to be. Like, you're powerful, you're strong, and you need to talk to yourself in that way. Like, never talk about yourself in that old past, like, way. Don't. Like, yeah, something you might have, like, lived up to your potential in an old cycle, or you might have done something that you didn't expect you to do. Like, there's something about this old cycle that, like, haunts you. And it's like, let it go, because that's not even who you are anymore. You have this chance to be whoever it is that you want to be. And you're given like the confirmation that's going to be successful. Just stay aligned, right? And use the inner compass that you have to guide you, right? Remain true to who you are. You're like this tiger, right? You have this hunger for experiencing life. You're a risk taker. And it's like, don't change who you are. Just like, always stay aligned, so that everything that you run towards with that like veracity, like that, whatever you run towards in that like fierce energy, it'll be right? Like you don't want to run to something full speed to like a negative, right? And I feel like maybe that's what happened in the past cycle, and now you're like, I don't even know what the hell I'm doing. But that inner compass, they're confirming that that inner compass of yours is unshakable. It's unshakable. So that doubt that you have in your mind about trusting yourself needs to be like dealt with, right? And I feel like this Perseli Bluestone can really help you guys. It's just supposed to remind you of the fact of that and like to help you let go of this past. So yeah, pile number 4, let's just get more into it. So I feel like right now you guys have this like choice, right? And it's funny because I feel like this choice, it's kind of like telling you have a decision, right? You can like live in this past energy, or you can like move forward to this new energy, right? But the end of the cycle is already here, right? With the 10 and the Wheel of Fortune, it's like the end, and like the 10 comes with this like 10 and 10, right? So they're like right on top of each other. And it's like the 10 comes when something has done, right? Like when something has ended. Like again, the completion of the cycle, the wheel is turning. So the wheel is turned for you already, right? You have this chance to become, like the second chance is already being given, right? Here it is. And it's like, what are you going to do with that energy, right? And it's like, I love that you guys got Knight energy, right? Because you got the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands. And I love it. I really do. Like, I love it. It's reminding me of the tiger. It's reminding me of someone like passion, right? It's reminding me of someone who moves fast. It's reminding me of someone who like is a little bit rebellious, is a little bit, you know, like full of life, right? Like they're moving quickly. These are two of the fastest energies, right? The sword and the wand. And it's like, because they're knights, it's like you're getting this fresh start, right? So why would you get the emperor? Why would you get the king, right? You're not the page either, because you've had some experience. But it's like, again, it's the energy that they want you to be in. I'm not saying you're not the emperor. I'm not saying you're not the empress. I'm saying that because this is a knight, it's like there's a reason that the knights came out, and I like it. I'm smiling. It's like hard to just like articulate it. It's like how you are like that rebellious person, right? How you are that person who's like that moves towards things at 100%, like 100 miles per hour, like you don't care. Like, do you know what I'm saying? That's like, and it might be like two people I'm talking about, because they're like running into each other, right? It kind of seems like on this path that you're gonna run into someone similar, or maybe you already have, like have met that person, but it's like there's something here about like maybe this isn't both you. Like I feel like the knights are both you, like the energy they want you to be in. They want you to be in this like active, fast, like the same energy that I was talking about with this tiger. It's like they don't want you to change who you are. They just want you to like make sure that whatever you're running towards, you're 100% like aligned to, right? But yeah, there's something about like there's no stopping you once you like there's no stopping you once you start, right? Like the tiger, right? There's like this rebellious energy, this nature that you have to yourself. It's in your nature, right? To be in this form. So it's like, don't change who you are, right? From these past cycles, and I feel like this past cycle, I want to put it like this. I feel like this past cycle, again, no, but there's a reason that the 10 came out with the 10. Hold on. Sorry. I'm trying to like realize what's going on here. So with the 3 of Swords and the 4 of Wands in reverse, I feel like there's definitely been like some sort of heartbreak or some sort of loss in your life that has led, like maybe this old cycle had a lot to do with this like heartbreak, right? And it doesn't necessarily have to be with like a partner, but I feel like this old cycle has a lot to do with like a partner possibly, right? Maybe some sort of betrayal, but I feel like, I don't know if these two people are the same. Hold on a second. I just feel like these two people might be coming into contact with one another. Like, I feel like they're both running towards each other. Like, it's not like they're running towards each other, but they're gonna find each other on the way. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, for some of you, there's something here about the second chance, and maybe someone's coming in for a second chance as well, because I have here the Knight of Wands in reverse, the 9 of Cups in reverse, and then the 9 of Cups in reverse, and then the 9 of Cups upright, right? So I have like these cards about heartbreak and like I would say like negative energies, right? For both sides, I would want to say, of these people, right? And then I have like the 9 of Cups in between. So I feel like for some people, this might be two people that are like coming back together, like a second chance for success in a relationship with the Knight of Cups here. But again, it's like, I feel like it doesn't matter if this is about a relationship or if it's not. So my doorbell just rang, and I would want to say, yeah, for some of you, this is right. Like some of you, there is someone who's going to show up from the past that wants a second chance with you, because I'm getting the 9 of Swords and the 9 of Wands. And I feel like they're coming together, and there's like heartbreak on this side, there's heartbreak on this side. But at the end of the day, there's like a self-sacrificing cup, right? The 9 of Cups here. And that's for some of you. But for others of you, I just feel like this is that tiger energy, right? Like this is that energy of being who it is that you really are, like not changing who it is that you are, just running towards things more authentically, being more in your heart space so that you know like what it is that you're going towards next time. Like you're not running into something kind of blindly, right? You're running into something with like the knowledge of what it is. And again, it's like, it's not to change from like the tiger energy. It's just to kind of like make it more whole, right? It's like you were at the 7 and now you're getting to the 10. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like you were the baby cub and now you're like the mom, right? The mom does things with more precision. The mom does things more like, you know what I'm saying? There's something here about like being more rounded out. So it's like, it's still the same you, but it's just a little bit, again, more aligned. There's an energy of like being more aligned. And I want to talk to you guys about this black moon, right? The black moon is supposed to be like, it's when a second, I think, new moon happens in a month, and it's like a very rare and auspicious thing. And I think, again, it's like the second chance. Again, I don't know if you're going to give someone a second chance. For some of you, it could be that, but I would say it would be a good thing with the Knight of Cups coming out to clarify both of this energy. I think both these people, though, are, for those of you that this is about love, it's like both of these people want this clean slate in this relationship. Both of these people want to start new, right? Like this is something, and they want to start it off right with the Knight of Cups, right? And slow. And I feel like there's a lot of emotions and a lot of mistakes that were made by both these people. I don't think it was just like one person who made mistakes. It was both of these people who made mistakes. And they're both like coming back into contact with each other. So it depends like what your storyline is. But if this is not about romance and this is literally just about you, which I feel like is the most powerful thing, like the vibe I'm getting with the tiger, right? Like continue to be who you are. Just be more aligned so that whatever you run towards in the future will like not, again, success, like 100% already like promised success, right? In this new endeavor, this new thing that you're starting on, right? Don't change anything about yourself. Just be more aligned to like what it is that, be more aligned to your heart, right? So that whatever you run toward authentically and like it will come out right? You got that 100% like confirmation. So yeah, pile number 4, I really love this reading. I love you guys. I hope it resonates, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. So for pile number 5, I am, with these cards, I feel like this has a lot to do with a soulmate. This has a lot to do with a relationship. This is the only, like they all had a little bit of love mixed into it, but I feel like this is like strictly about a relationship. So yeah, guys, you guys got Fir Club Moss, right? And the Fir Club Moss, why it's important is because it's like a very small plant, right? But it's descended from the giants. So even though it's very small, it's like literally descended from the giants. And I feel like that's like an important aspect of this, of picking this Fir Club Moss, right? I think that there's something really important about, I think there's like a thought that has started to, like a thought might have come to you, right? And now I feel like that thought or the idea or the emotion is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, right? And they speak about how like this can start a fire, right? That's why it's like so significant and so important. And I feel like that's what's kind of happening with you. It's like something like a new idea or something new is like starting within you. And whatever it is that you're beginning to think of is like, the more you think about it, or like the more the flame grows, the clearer that it's becoming, right? I feel like there is a situation where I think it's on another person, right? This is like talking about relationships. I think there's a like situation with someone where you didn't see things clearly, right? And like, I don't think you saw this person clearly, or I don't think you saw yourself clearly. And now things are becoming less foggy. Things are becoming clear. And it's like that small flame is beginning to grow and it's beginning to illuminate more and more and more. And again, it's getting bigger and bigger. It's like this is the smallest moss or whatever, but it comes from the giants. Like, again, it's growing. And I feel like the situation at hand might not be exactly as you remembered it. So like as you keep remembering and like recalling things become a little bit clear every day. It's like that and it's like that beginning, that small beginning is very important because it's going to lead again to something big. And I think that whatever's being illuminated to you is very important right now, right? And why I think this is about a soulmate is because you got the soulmate card, you got the smoky quartz celestial, and then you got Kayini. In each other we find ourselves. And I want to read to you just that in itself, like in each other we find ourselves. I think there's something here about a soulmate that helps you, again, illuminate something about yourself, right? like that flame in the fir club moss, like that's getting bigger, it has to do with yourself, right? And I think like the soulmate had a lot to do with it. So I'm going to read you like the small passage. It says, there is a spiritual purpose that only you can fulfill. As you move forward on your journey, you create space for others to move along behind you. And as the ones ahead of you move forward, so too does room open up for your expansion. Upon this earth, we are all building the sacred temple, each fulfilling our tasks as we assist and support each other in our collective divine mission. How can you help with your heart most actively engaged? What can you offer which inspires and energizes you so much that others are uplifted in your presence? How can you receive from others joyfully, bringing them pleasure? Engage in giving and receiving deeply with devotion. Your wisdom and openness to life generates healing for our earth. So again, I feel like with this card coming out, I think it's called Kanyini. And I want to say, I feel like right now you might feel like you're alone. Like, I feel like you might not be exactly with this soulmate, right? And I feel like it causes you to feel alone. But I would want to say, like, if you look in this picture, you can see, like, how not alone this person is, right? I feel like you have a really big spiritual or, like, soul family that helps you. And, like, those times that you're feeling alone, or, like, the times that you miss, like, the soulmate, right? Like, that person. I feel like you're not, like, with this person anymore. Yeah, I just feel like this is someone you've already come into contact with. And I feel like you're not with this person at this time. But again, it's like, they don't want you to ever feel alone. I think they want you to know, like, that this soulmate is always with you, right? As well as, like, this huge spiritual family that you have. You have, like, ancestors, angels, guardians. Again, there's so many people trying to aid. And it's not only aid you, but, like, aid in your success, right? There's something that you've come to do, right? And I feel like the soulmate is helping you get to that point. Or they've helped you get to what you're meant to be doing. And what you're meant to be doing is helping raise the vibration of, like, the collective. Like, that's what this card speaks about. It's like you're meant to bring, like, something. I feel like you're meant to put, like, again, when you raise the vibration, it could be done in, like, many ways. But I feel like whatever way that it comes to you is meant to be most naturally to you, right? Like, whatever comes most naturally to you, whatever brings you the most joy, that's what you're meant to be doing. And that's what's meant to raise the consciousness, like, of this earth, right? And I feel like it's really important that the soulmate came into your path, because I feel like they had some sort of hand in helping you reach that like, idea. Like, whatever it is that you're meant to be doing, they helped you get there. But again, it's like this person might not be present anymore, and I feel like it's really painful for you. But what I would want to say is that this person is, like, always going to be with you, right? Even if it's not in the 3D. And I feel like the ending of this might have been caused by someone's shadow, right? And I think it could have been yours or this person's, right? With Smoky Quartz Celestial, this talks a lot about someone's shadow. And I feel like with the soulmate card, I think there's something here, like, that someone's shadow was activated by the soulmate. But again, just as, like, the shadow is activated by the soulmate, so does this, like, blessing on, like, what we're meant to be doing. So again, there's, like, a duality here. Like, even though, like, it came through, like, the shadow, right? And even though our shadow was, like, triggered, and again, maybe something bad happened, like, we pushed our soulmate away, right? But at the same time, we learned a valuable lesson. So again, it's like this, like, bad and good, right? And I feel like with the Smoky Quartz Essential, it talks about how no part of you is evil or bad. And I feel like that's something you need to hear, because I feel like whatever has happened between you and this person, it's left you feeling like hurt, right? And alone and afraid and guilty, I would want to say, and, like, makes you feel, like, bad, right? Like, oh, I did something bad to this person. And again, it's like your shadow needs the same amount of love as the good of you. Like, just how you embrace the good parts of you, you need to embrace the shadow. Again, I'm going to say it again. No part of you is evil or bad. Even though, like, maybe your shadow was triggered by this person, this is all kind of a plan, right? To help you get to whatever it is that you're supposed to be doing. Again, in each other, we find ourselves. So to get to yourself, you had to do, like, this experience had to happen. And I feel like, again, the shadow had to be activated. The shadow had to be triggered. And I think you're like, well, why would anything good have to need my shadow? But again, your shadow needs as much love as your good side does, right? You're not bad, like your shadow is not bad and your shadow is not evil. The shadow is like an aspect of yourself that you need to fully understand who you are, right? It's a part of you. It's not supposed to be seen as something like negative. I think it's supposed to be helping you like in this creation that you're, or whatever it is, to like raise the vibe of this earth, right? To help the collective, and you needed to understand that part of yourself. But you're never meant to see it as a negative thing or an evil thing or a bad thing. It was just, it's literally a part of yourself. And how could you be evil or bad if we're all like good? Do you know what I'm saying? If we're meant to see ourselves as good. There's a reason that the soulmate came right into this like picture with you. And I think it's meant to teach you to unconditionally love yourself, because again, like the shadow was activated, right? And then you started to see yourself as bad, or you started to see parts of you as evil, and like, how could I have like done this, or like whatever guilt that you're like bringing up. And I feel like the real answer that you need to know is that like you're meant to learn to love yourself unconditionally from the cycle, right? You're meant to, like, even if you have hurt someone, even if you did hurt your soulmate, right? Even if you're working with your shadow, there's an aspect of like this old wound that needs to be healed. And I think, again, it involved hurting someone that you really loved. But again, that was to teach you to unconditionally love yourself. So there's like a reason why all this had to happen. And I feel like that light that's getting bigger is the idea that like, I think it's like you also putting that guilt to rest, right? Like putting that guilt aside to understand that there's something bigger going on here, and that there's a reason for like everything that happened, right? And I feel like the bigger reason has to do with Kanyini, right? Like, again, we find in each other, we find ourselves. Like, this was all meant to happen. Again, I feel like you have a bigger role that's tied into like humanity, right? And you're meant to, again, when we talk about like raising the vibration, right? It's like by being that high vibe, like we have to be at that high vibe to raise the vibe, right? And I feel like they say in this card, like when someone suffers, that's putting suffering, that vibration of suffering out into the world. So it's like important that we try to like not help, like we try not to bring suffering onto others, right? And again, I feel like there's a guilt here of like hurting someone else, right? And it's like through the triggering of the shadow. But again, I want to say like this was all part of a plan to help you to learn to unconditionally love yourself and to love every part of yourself. And part of yourself is the shadow, right? And your shadow is not bad and your shadow is not evil. So yeah, I just feel like do what comes most naturally to you in this new cycle. Let that light like start to like get bigger and bigger. The light of knowing that like this had to happen for a reason, right? Like let it keep don't go back into fear or into pain or into regret, right? So let's pull some cards to go into this further. I can see where I feel like this is the soulmate that's like left, right? With the Empress in reverse. I feel like this is the point where the soulmate has kind of left because of whatever happened in the cycle, right? With the Empress in reverse, I feel like someone like is no longer giving energy to you, and you feel that pain, like you feel that loss of that person, and that's why it's so like hard. It's a hard cycle. But again, it's like maybe you see, I feel like this Knight of Swords is like the shadow, right? And there's something here with knights, because like the last reading had two knights, and it was the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands, and you have the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Coins. So there's something here about this energy, right? And I feel like, again, it was meant to bring you some sort of stability with the Knight of Coins. It's meant to kind of like, again, it's reminding me of the Fur Club Moss, where the light just gets bigger and bigger. Like there's an illumination coming to you, and I feel like this is the illumination for you to understand that this all had to happen, right? No part of you is evil and no part of you is bad. I feel like even though like you might see yourself as a little bit reckless with the Knight of Swords, and you might have seen like the ways that you did things in the past is like not, like I feel like you look at it as like I don't like that energy that I was in, and that's the energy that I was like, that's the energy that caused me to lose this person. But again, and again, it's caused the conflict in your life where you like literally have to pick yourself back up and see that like your shadow is an aspect of yourself that you need to love, right? And even though it was triggered, it was all meant for you to learn unconditional love for yourself. And I feel like it's just a really hard lesson, and I know that you guys are going through it, but I feel like with the 6 and Kaini, it's like this is all meant for a higher purpose, right? And I feel like it's hard for you to understand that. And I feel like you're angry at the universe for like the expense of this person. Like the fact that you had to learn this lesson at the expense of someone else. See what I'm saying? I feel like you're really hostile about it. And that's the part that like pisses you off. Like it's like the fact that in coming to learn this lesson, it had to do with like hurting someone else, and it's like that's not right. Like how does the universe work in ways like that if that's supposed to be like a positive thing? I don't see it that way, right? And I feel like that's where the conflict comes from. But I feel like it's meant to bring you some sort of stability, and I feel like it will, because with the 3 of Cups and 6 of Wands, I feel like there is victory coming here. There's victory like at hand in your like there's some sort of like completion, and like I feel like it's like a calm energy coming to you, right? Because with the 9 of Coins, I feel like there's some sort of like I feel like you're going to with time understand this like more and more. And again, it's like the fir club moss. It will be illuminated, it will grow, the light will grow, and you won't see that anymore the way you saw it in the past. But the fact that you had to like that you felt in the past, like, or you're like, this is the mentality that you had in the past, like the fact that I had to learn this lesson at someone else's expense, like it kills you, right? Like it's literally the worst thing to you, and you're like, well, I feel like I didn't even need to learn it if it was at the expense of this person in my life. Like I'd rather have this person in my life and not the shadow. Do you know what I'm saying? You're still like hostile about it. You still don't understand it completely, but I'm telling you that it's coming. Like that complete grasp, that complete like understanding, it does come. But again, it's like I feel like there's an aspect of like you having to have suffered to understand like others suffering, right? Like there's a reason that the suffering had to happen, maybe for you and this other person. And again, I feel like you're just hostile about it, and I understand it, I really do. But again, it's meant to bring you some sort of stability. And with the 3 of Cups and 6 of Wands, I see victory, right? I see like celebration and joy. But again, it's like you're still hostile about it. It's like I don't know when you're going to learn to see it in this light instead of this light. Like this is the way they want you to see it, but this is the way that you've been seeing it. So it's like I feel like the fir club moss is like once you start to see it, it'll start to get bigger and bigger, and you'll start to understand it more and more, and it'll become less and less of a problem in your life. But until then, like this is the way you see it, right? So I feel like the only way like I can really advise you is like I feel like there's a point to these 3 cards, and it's bigger than like the 3 cards meaning. So like with the Knight of Coins, the story has a lot to do with someone who is needed. You know, they were needed because they were clever. They were needed because they were strong. Like the way that some people saw him was as a hero, and the way that some people saw him was a trickster, right? And I feel like that's an important message, right? Like the fact that at some places he was known as a hero and some places he was known as a trickster. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, how can those two possibly work together? Like how can one person be the trickster and the hero? And I'm here to tell you, like, again, there's something about this duality, the shadow and who you are. It's literally like there has to be a balance, right? There has to be like the yin and the yang, the feminine and the masculine, the shadow and the light. Like you have to have that aspect of yourself. And again, it came for you to love, to learn to love yourself unconditionally. And again, it's like some people saw him as a hero and some people saw him as a trickster, but it's like which one was real? Maybe both were, right? Like maybe both were true. And there's nothing wrong with that. And again, here with the 3 of Cups, I feel like the story behind this one is important for you guys to know, because it talks about the Asperas from Cambodia. I think this is like Hindu mythology. I'm not sure. I don't know like too much about the story, but what I got from it was that one of the queens, like one of the Asperas, the queen of it, she was like jaded and depressed by her life. And like, although like for others, it like, you know, they were like super happy with the way things were going, she wasn't, right? And she felt like sad. and she felt like she had never found the love that she deserved, like in heaven, but she went on earth to find that. Like she did find them on earth, right? So she gave up like her immortality, she gave up everything that she had, because she was like a descendant from the sky, and she gave up like heaven and the immortality that she had to be with the person on earth, right? Like she wasn't able to find that love that others had found in heaven, like her sisters, but she was able to find it on earth. So what I want to say with this is, like, with this coming up right below the Fur Club moss, I feel like there is, again, we have more than one soulmate on this planet, and I think you're going to meet another one. And I think the reason that you needed to learn this lesson was because, like, something really great comes from the marriage of these two people. Like, because she gave up her immortality, because she gave up heaven, she met someone on earth, and it was unlike anyone else, right? Like, it was unlike all her sisters who had met someone in heaven. And I feel like you're still worried about this past where you met someone and, you know, things didn't work out, but I feel like you're meant to meet someone else, right? Like, there's another soulmate, I feel like, that's out there for you. And I feel like you're just not seeing the fact that, like, there is more to, like, this life for you. Like, this is not the ending, it's a beginning, right? It's the beginning. And it's with the 10 and the smoky quartz, it's like, it's the beginning with, like, the fact that you're working with your shadow. So it creates this whole level, like another level to you, right? And it's, again, it's reminding me of this queen where it's like, they created like a people, right? Her and this like king on earth that she fell in love with. And it's like, it created something really prosperous from like their union. And I think that's what's meant to happen for you. Like, there's another soulmate out there for you that's meant to, like, and you're meant to do something very powerful with them, as well as in your own life. Like, there's a higher role for you, but there was a needing to understand this aspect. And I know you hate it, but it's like, it's true. And again, it's like the way that you saw this person, like the emperor, the empress, the way that you saw them, I feel like you don't think you'll ever find someone like that again, but you will. With the 3 of Cups, I feel like you will. The story behind this is like that, again, like, she gets married to someone on earth. So she doesn't find them in heaven, she finds them on earth, and she's a heavenly person, so she has to give up her immortality to be with them. And they create something very big. And I want to say that again, because again, with the 6 of Wands, it's like, even if you have to fight to get there, you're gonna get there, right? Even if this is a challenge for you right now, it won't be soon. Soon you're gonna see it from this perspective. That light, again, it's going to be illuminated, and it's gonna get brighter and brighter and bigger and bigger. You're gonna soon be able to realize, like, the meaning behind this old cycle, the reason it had to happen. And again, it's only preparing you for like something even better. And I'm not trying to compare the people that you're meeting. I'm not. They were both soulmates. It's like the contracts that we come with, right? I think there's a contract, a soul contract. That's what a soulmate is. It's a soul contract between this person and you. So it's like this person that you had to leave behind, even though it's very painful, it's like they're meant to leave you behind too, because they have the same thing coming for them with this 3 of Cups. So don't cry for them anymore. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, feel happy that they're going to also be in the same boat that you're in with this 3 of Cups. Maybe you're both meant to do something, like you were both meant to find each other, and you were both meant to find yourselves in each other. Maybe you're both learning the same lesson. Maybe you came and you were like, I need to learn this lesson with this person. And they're like, okay, I want to learn it with you. And you already came with that soul contract, you know what I'm saying? So you don't have to worry about them anymore. I feel like you're just worried about them, and it's like, you don't have to be, because they're gonna do, I feel like, the same thing as you. Like, same as you're gonna meet that person that's like another soulmate, they are too. You were both meant to learn the shadow, probably. Both of you were both meant to like learn this lesson. So don't feel bad for them. Like, don't feel bad for yourself. Like, it's a time to be like over that. You guys are always gonna love each other. You guys are soulmates, but that time for like learning is over, and now it's time to like meet the new soulmate. And there's like a new thing that you have to do. You have these contracts that you're meant to be like fulfilling. So yeah, guys, I hope that you guys like this reading. I hope it resonates with you. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.